process. So if anyone wants to do it later, they can. Okay, so if you have this, awesome. If not, I'm going to walk you through it anyways. I absolutely love it. So we're not going to do all of it today because we only have 30 minutes. So we're just going to go over parts that I feel like might be more challenging. And if you're watching this on your phone or you're going to work on your phone, you can work while the screen's up. So don't worry about it. So the top up here says NWC, which is the National Wake Up Call. I posted that in our mentorship last night. Make sure you watch that. It took me like a year before I started finally making that like a habit, but it is something we need to do. It gets you going, it gets you motivated, it gets you with new ideas, it gives you things to try in your business. It's so helpful. Sometimes they're long-term coaches, sometimes they're newer coaches, but it's so helpful. So make sure you're watching National Wake Up Call. You can look on the mentorship page for this past Mondays, and also I posted how you can watch it every week, like what it comes on every week. There's different options. Sometimes I never get to watch it live. Most times it's a replay, or it's like I listen to the podcast while I walk. This week it literally took me 3 sittings to listen to it because that's life with kids and things and different things. But I finished it last night. So there's that. There's our team call you can check off. And then your why. You can post a long thing or short, but just kind of have that filled in there. It just reminds you of what you're doing, who your target market is. A lot of times your target market is going to be someone maybe like you. So for me right now, I feel like my target market is homeschool moms. I've noticed that a lot of homeschool moms, as I share more of that journey, they've been drawn to me because they see like, oh, she's doing this, I can too, or it gives me something, or it enables me to work out. So there's that. And then, like we said, it's broken up into the 4 vital behaviors. But so the first one is easy enough. The second one, that's where we're going to start working. So I'm going to give us something to do. We're going to take a few minutes. I'm going to set a timer on my phone. We're doing this kind of like a speed version, so it's 30 minutes, but I'm just going to show you how I use this to actually work my business, and you can do the same thing. You can set a timer while you're doing this so that you stay on task, you don't get distracted. And so the first thing we're going to do for 2.5 minutes, we're going to do the initiate connections and add followers. So the way we're going to do that is you are going to go to your, we're going to do 2 things. The first thing you're going to do is find a friend that you would love to do Beachbody that doesn't do it. They're not either you want them to be a challenger or you want them to be a coach. Go to their Facebook page and or Instagram and add 5 new friends from their followers that you have friends in common with, not someone that you have no friends in common with. And if you have a question during this, feel free to like unmute and ask. But you're going to go and you're going to add 5 new followers from that friend. Does that make sense? So someone you wish would join your challenge group or join you as a coach, and you're going to go to her followers and find people you have common friends with and add 5 new ones. And sorry, when you go to their page to add them as a friend, go like or comment on one of their posts just to create that interaction piece. So you're adding friends and you're also interacting with new people. Okay, finish that part up. And we're going to go to the next part of the same segment of how to add connections and followers. We are going to, let me finish my note. Okay. Now you're going to go to, if you do most of your business on Facebook, you want to go, like I told you, go to your friends and most recent to find your most recent friends that you've added. Or if you're on Instagram, I want you to go to your Instagram stories and click on who views your stories. And you're going to go to these people, maybe people that you don't interact with as much, but they're viewing your stories, and you're going to go interact on their Instagram. So this girl watches my stuff, so I'm going to go like her stuff, maybe comment on something to create interaction so that she begins to see more of your stuff. If you do it on Facebook, you're going to your friends list. Let me press pause on this timer. You can go to your friends list and go to recent, so that means you're more your newer friends. Friends, click on friends, and then why did that happen? At the top of friends it says recent, and you'll be able to see your most recent friends, and you can go interact with them and just like their stuff or comment on their posts. Do try to find like 3 or 4 people, since we only have a little bit of time to do that with.
Hey, Jamie, I'm gonna capture you.
Okay.
What I did was that mom sitting was watching that kid cry. I said, I don't know why he was turning out to be. She had an apple juice at 4 o'clock, and we're going to her stupid rapid. She don't know what that is. I have to turn those things off here.
Okay, finish that up. Sorry, that did not give y'all much time for that part. I'll give y'all like 1 more second. Try to go interact with a couple more people. So these are people that are already seeing your stuff. They're already your friend, or if you're doing stories, they're already people that are like watching your stuff. So you're just creating more interaction with them so that they begin to see your stuff, and they begin to like know that you're seeing their stuff. This enables people, if they've like been watching and they think, man, I could maybe do what she does, or man, she's gotten great results. Like, could I do those workouts? It enables you to become even more of a real person when you're seeing their stuff. So maybe they're more likely to reach out or talk to you about it, or they'll continue. Your stuff will start popping up on their feed more and more. So that's kind of why we do that. Plus, just like we talked about in one of the trainings, growing our warm market, things like that. So we're going to move to the next part. I'm going to skip the do a social media posts and Instagram stories, because I feel like that's things you just do throughout your day, or you need to be doing. I'm doing the things that maybe seem a little harder or seem like, what do I do with this? So the next one on the list is respond to all new likes, comments, or views. So we are going to go, the reason why I told y'all to post an invitation last night is because I want you to go to people who liked and commented. And maybe there's not that many. I really think the posts I did not get very many, and that's okay. If not, go to somewhere else. Or you can, and if you like use up all that, you can go and just keep adding, like liking and commenting on your friends' stuff so that they see your things more. But what you want to do is go to your most recent invitation post or your most recent 2 invitation posts, and this is where you're going to respond to people. So you're either going to comment back to people, or you're going to reach out to people. And so this is where it gets challenging, maybe a little outside of your comfort zone. But I'm telling you, in January, I learned like a new technique of reach out to people who like your stuff. And I thought, I never knew how to interact. Like, these people are seeing your stuff. They're responding to an extent. They're kind of giving you an open end to like come say, hey, are you interested in this? And I've gotten people who join my team, people who have become challengers, all because I reached out because they liked a post. And so all you're going to do, if they liked a post, you're going to go message them and just say, hey, thanks for the love on my post about our free group. Do you want to be added? Or you can put, hey, thanks for the love on my post about our free group. We're going to have so much fun next week learning how to find rest in normal days. Do you want to join us? It's totally free, and just see. And I mean, a lot of times you'll get responses like, yeah, that sounds fun. And they're like, sure. Or some people say, If they say no thanks, it's like, okay, or people may not answer, that's okay too. But you're just offering them something for free and you're responding to them because they responded to you. So we're gonna take 5 minutes for this part. So go ahead and begin to do that. And like I said, if you run out of like people who have liked or commented on things, you can go back and just keep interacting with some people that you would love to join the challenge group, or you've already been thinking like, oh, they would love this. Like, go respond to them or like and comment on their stuff. So go ahead. And if you feel more comfortable doing like a voice text, then you can voice text them. So now that I've written one, I'm just going to tell you what to put. Hey, thanks for the love on my post last night. I'm sure you're gearing up for a new school year because she's a teacher. But we are doing a free group this week all about finding rest in ordinary, parentheses, crazy days. We will have giveaways and just fun stuff, all virtually. Would you want to join us? So I'm going to send that. And if anyone responds, you're not responding right now. You're just sending invitations. And you can go through Facebook and Instagram, both likes and stuff. You have about 2 minutes left. So one thing to know is when you're doing this, not to respond when people start messaging you back or commenting. You just want to stick to what you're doing so that you don't get distracted. And so you're making the most of your time and really working the business. All right, go ahead and start finishing up what you're doing. Okay. So, okay, we're gonna move on to the next thing. My timer went off. Oh, I thought it did, but there it goes. Perfect. Okay, so go ahead and wrap up those things. And the next thing we're gonna do is invite 5 people to our free group. So if you have been working this, if you did that challenge the other day, or that action step from our training, you may have already done that. We're gonna do it again because the more people you invite, the more likely you're gonna get to yeses, and you're gonna get to helping people. And just this is one of those places when you feel like maybe you're like, oh, this is scary, or I don't know if I can do this. The reason why you wrote down your why up here is because you think, what do I want to do with this? Why do I care about this? And you remember, like for me, it's to impact hearts of people and to change generations, and that's like my big why. And I know that I'm going to do that when I begin to help more moms get healthy and take care of themselves, because it's going to change their families' generation of health. And so even though it's scary, I remember that. I'm going to be like, okay, there are moms out there that want to change. They just don't know how, or they don't know where to look. And I can offer them something that's changed my life. And you're just offering them a free group. So it's super low risk. You're not saying, hey, do you want to buy this? You're just saying, hey, we're going to do this free group. It's going to be fun. You want to join us? So you're going to invite 5 people. I'm going to give you 5 minutes. So you'll have like a minute per person. So go ahead and get started. And this is a place that after we're done here, I'm going to encourage you to track who you reached out to. Like go write it down either in some kind of notebook or Google Docs. We talked about that in one of our trainings recently about tracking. I use Google Docs, and it is so helpful because right now I can go, say I don't have any like people, I do, but if there's no people that I like, can think that like, I want to invite them, or sometimes you just feel like dry. Like, where do I start without being just like inviting someone so random? Sometimes random is okay, especially with a free group, but you can go back to like January or whenever the people you track that you talk to. And I know some of y'all are new, I'm just saying, for example. And you can reach out to them and ask them. So right now, since I'm inviting the free group, I probably won't use that list. I'll probably just keep looking at people who are viewing like my stories and stuff. However, when I invite to like MM100 or I'm trying to use my promo codes, I can go back to that list. People who are like, I really want to do this, but right now it's not the time, or I don't have the money, or something like that. Then those are the people that I can reach out to now and say, hey, I have $10 off. I'll save it just for you if you want it, or something. So 5 people. I'm talking. I'm going to stop talking now and get my 5 people in 3.5 minutes.
After school.
All right, I've got 1 minute left. All right, begin to finish up. Bam. All right, I think I got in 6. Yay. So, okay, so that's that part. We will be finishing up really soon. So the next thing you would do, so what you want to keep split up in that piece is you want to be inviting new people. I should have said this earlier, sorry, in that spot we just did. Because the next part you're going to do is to follow up with people you've invited. So I'm going to give you all 2 quick minutes to do that. So if you've invited people or you've had people, if you're trying to find places to start, if you've had conversations with people over the past month or a couple months, depending on where you are in your business, and you want to just follow up with them, maybe last month they wanted to do Beachbody, but they weren't sure, and they didn't jump in, then just go offer them the free group. Say, hey, and you get to try one of these workouts that you're kind of interested in, because we're going to do the MM100 staple workout. You can go reach out to them. If you don't have a lot of people that you've reached out to yet, you can invite more people to the free group, but you just want to follow up with people in that place. If you've already been talking to people about stuff and maybe they've kind of haven't responded, you can follow up with them there. So we're going to take 2 quick minutes. Ready? And go. And remember, if you see messages from people that you've been messaging, try not to respond. Just keep moving forward. All right, that 2 minutes is over. Okay, so just to explain what I did, a lot of the people I followed up with were people that last month were like interested and then didn't join MM100 for whatever reason. And so instead of talking to them about MM100 again, I just invited them to our free group, thinking they can see what a group looks like, they can see what our accountability looks like, see how much fun it is, try a free workout. And if they're already interested, maybe that will kind of push them over the edge to actually join us. So those are those pieces. That like connect, invite, follow up. The reason why I focused on this, well, it is like the lump sum of it, but also it's the most important part because it's the way you're going to interact with new people. And this business is a relationship business. So just posting is not going to move you forward in your business. You have to be interacting, and you have to be bold enough to take the initiative to interact with people, not just expect them to come to you every time. And I've said that already several times over the course of our mentorship, but I just want to reiterate that and just kind of show y'all and give y'all some ideas, because sometimes it's like initiate connections and add followers. Like how do I do that? You know, and so I want to show you different ways to do that. And even if Facebook pops up and says, here's some suggested friends, see if you have friends in common with them, add them. Facebook obviously sees there's something in common, so you can add them. If someone's ever asking, like, I need a new workout program, I need something on like a friend's, like they post it and all these friends are commenting, or even someone like tags me sometimes in those, or I see there's like a conversation that like this person might would enjoy Beachbody, but I don't want to be like, you should join me in Beachbody, you know, like just spam them in their comments when everyone else is saying that too. What I do is a lot of times I'll friend request them, or even people in the comments that I feel like, hey, they could, maybe I have friends in common or they're already asking about health, I'll friend request them. And I won't necessarily reach out like cold because they're cold market. They don't know me, but I'll become friends with them. So hopefully they'll start seeing my stuff. And so even things like that kind of gives you ideas. And then the other pieces of this, we talked about the 4 vital behaviors. I think that was Thursday. Recognize achievement and stuff like that. And so remember, like even sharing other people's successes. Some of the girls at Instagram story, I tagged y'all in some that I kind of shouted out yesterday. So if you wanted to use those, you could to share. But even like Aunt Wendy, don't be afraid to share your losing 8.5 inches. That's like huge and such something to celebrate and share about yourself even and shout that out. And so you want to celebrate people, and then personal development. So make sure you're doing some kind of personal development. I'm really proud I woke up early on a Saturday and did that, which is like huge for me. Normally I would not do that. So it's just so important, and we've talked about that over and over. But so this is just kind of outlines the 4 vital behaviors. I'm expecting that you're doing your workout and your Shakeology, so I didn't really talk about that, but it helps. And then just to be showing, you know, especially if you're new to this, make sure you're showing parts of your day, whether it's a post or whether it's Instagram or Facebook stories. People love to watch that. Make sure you're, especially if you're using Instagram, make sure you're using stories, or even on Facebook. But just kind of show, like, you know, and I think we told the other day, it doesn't have to be like, I'm drinking Shakeology, but it can just be like, you know, drinking my pre-workout, or like I call it, drinking my mom juice before I work out or whatever. And so then it gets people asking and doesn't just like answer all their questions in your posts. But just genuinely like sharing what you're doing, sharing that you woke up early or whatever. And so those are just ways to do that. And so you just want to be sharing glimpses into your life. We talked about that the other day, but just make sure you're doing that. Even after we're done, maybe share, just did a team call on a Saturday, but, you know, learning to work on business or sacrifice time or whatever. And like, whatever you want to say about it, whatever being part of Team Leave Your Legacy is bringing you, you can share that. And while I'm talking about that, let me just go ahead and take a picture of us on here. And everyone say cheese. Okay, so like even little things like that, like just share that. If you need to take a picture, you can smile. If you need something to share. But it's just a way, and just remember, it doesn't always have to be like, I'm doing so good on my health and fitness, let me show you what I'm drinking. It can be like, sometimes I'll post a picture of like homeschooling stuff, and I'll talk about homeschooling, but I'll relate it back to my freedom to work from home. And so the picture, you know, it's not always like a fitness picture. It can be anything. And if you need help with like, what do I post? How do I post? One, there's trainings in our units in Team Lead Your Legacy towards the bottom about social media, but also the August calendar that I posted in Team Leave Your Legacy. It has, in the red on the bottom, it has little topics that you can post about each day to be sharing. So that's about it. Do y'all have any questions? And that was super speedy. You can spend more time on each of these things, but I just didn't want to run out of time. And I know Jamie's at work too, which I'm awesome you're here, but just wanted to kind of show you little pieces of that and how legit, like, set a timer. I mean, it was really hard. Like, I had messages popping up. It's like, oh, I kind of want to respond because it's natural to want to. But it's like, no, just like push them away and just like keep doing what you're doing. Stay focused until the timer goes off so that you don't end up at the end of 30 minutes. You're like, what did I just do? I just like talked to people because they were talking to me, you know, or you just get carried away with something that keeps you really focused. So if y'all ever want to do like a guided power hour like this where someone guides you in it, Beachbody Champions page. You can go join the group if you're not. You definitely should be. They do trainings all the time. But every Tuesday they have a different coach come on and do a guided power hour, which is really cool. I've done multiple of them. Sometimes if you just feel like you just need a fresh way, and every coach does it different. Like some of the things I just told you how to do it, they're going to have creative ways to do that, or more like, I don't know. It's really helpful if you're feeling kind of dry on like who you're reaching out to. It's super helpful. So definitely check into that. But otherwise, I think that's about all. You're feeling good about it?